IndiaGlitz presents CII Dakshin Summit 2023. Title sponsor GT Holidays and ANUJ Tiles. Powered by AF Star TMT REBARS, Meera Anti-Dandruff Shampoo, மற்றும் Lalita Jewelry.
I was in the cinema for about 10 years. Before, I don't think so there was.
When I entered Access, my first film was 2007. There was not such a social media influence, and there is only few critics.
Strategy in cinema, it keeps changing, I believe. So, for example, the strategy what I am in a situation where I have to think the theatre la work out aguma, OTT la work out aguma.
Holidays nale adu namma GT Holidays da. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
ANUJ Tiles, ரகங்கள் பலவிதம், ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம். தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் ANUJ Tiles.
AF Star FE 550 DTMT steel rebars. AF Star TMT steel rebars.
Meera Anti-Dandruff Shampoo யூஸ் பண்ணு. சின்ன வெங்காயம் மற்றும் வெந்தயத்தின் சக்தியுடன் கூந்தலை ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆக்குகிறது. சின்ன வெங்காயம் dandruffக்கு பெரிய வித்தியாசம்.
லலிதா எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் உற்சவ், பழைய நகையோட அதே எடைக்கு புது நகை எடுத்துக்கங்க. நகை பிரைஸ்ல 20% மிச்சம் பிடிக்கலாம்.
Begin with Aishwarya Rajesh. I just want to know from you and subsequently from the others, how have the opportunities for creators changed
Now?
over the past few years?
Okay. Firstly, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and it's my honor to be here. The opportunities, how it's changed, I think it's changed quite a bit. Initially, I was in the cinema for about 10 years. Before, I don't think so there was anything, something called female-centric at least, you know. And cinema for women has always been a tough journey. Even today, it's really tough. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for women today. Not only in acting, but also in a lot of technical ways. We can find, for example, for Vanam Kottatam, there was Preeta, who was cinematographer. And there are so many ADs here. There are so many script writers, directors in today's cinema. I'm talking about women from my perception. There's a lot of changes which has been there for almost 10 years. Before, I was also struggling to get into a lot of good roles. You know, they were like little, just heroine, chuma song, or a love interest, that kind of a thing. But now I think there's a lot of changes, a lot of good roles coming up. There are a lot of opportunities open for women, not only in acting, in all the sectors. So I think there's a lot of huge difference.
Right. Vishnu.
Yeah.
So, you accomplished something that is so difficult to do these days, which is to get audiences to theatres with Maligapuram, which is one of the blockbuster successes in Malayalam. What do you think young audiences look for in a movie to come to the theatre?
Well, to be frank, my movie got success from the old people. Mostly from the family guys, middlemen, and that's the forgotten audience, if I say. Right now, the filmmakers are focusing to do it on the trend, like how to get more impressed to the young audience. So what my film do the justice is like we focused on the family audiences, and I think after the post-COVID, majorly the films have been focused on OTT films. And when it comes to Maligapuram, it's like the pre-COVID time, the way we celebrate the theatres with family and all. So that's the one which brings us a huge success. Yeah. So that's my point.
So you're saying that you did almost the reverse. Everybody's targeting.
Exactly.
Everybody's targeting the youth.
I played the reverse card.
So. Vijay, you've been here for a long time, and you've noticed several trends, Ilya. Like you've been across genres, and across languages. What is the like when you look at your journey, it is also a journey of a particular time period in cinema. No? What have you noticed down the years? What has been your observation of what's working, what's not working, what are the changes that have happened? Like, let's begin when you started.
Good afternoon, everyone. I really is honored to be here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Baradwaj sir. Sir, there is when I entered, my first film was 2007. There was not such a social media influence, and there is only few critics there. And today, there is less exposure for the audience to know about the film before coming to theaters. But today, it's all over. No, your entire audience became the critic, and if you, even when you come out of theaters, people are trying to critique about the movie, trying to get the impression about the movie, giving the impression of the movie. So that's a major change. So, in fact, the audience, I think, tastes also get changed by years to years. You know about how they watch new films. Today, we have access to because of thanks to COVID, a lot of films are access to Malayalam films. We have access to Malayalam films, and they produce great contents. And okay, when we want to do something in Tamil, so it's keep changing. No, because how much it's available, how much audience getting to know, that much they also evolving. So you need to evolve with them. That is very important. What kind of films I was making in 2008, 9, I cannot make now. Okay. I have to evolve. I need because in terms of quality and also both, I'm talking about visual presentation and also content. I need to improve. Otherwise, I can't sustain. Right. That is most important. And what is the biggest influence today is also the presentation today. It's all because we have a great content, but you have to present well because people are going to comment on that. Those days is not that important. And if you have a good story, I'm not commenting because that is enough for that kind of time. And those are good films. Suppose I'm talking about that KBS was always ahead of time. I always tell him he's ahead of time. Today, what Aishwarya was saying about women-centric film, there was Aval Apdidan was come that time, and a lot of Agarwal was come that time. So many films have come that time. So it's all about how you want to learn, how you want to evolve yourself. It's a process. Right. And we have to believe the process, and we have to keep evolving, and we have to keep learning. Right. As like last session, what Mani sir said, that's most important.
So Aishwarya, is the key to, see, let's talk about survival, right, in the industry. So we're talking about survival of several things. We're talking about survival of talents. We're talking about survival of theaters. We're talking about survival of the industry in general, because like at least every once in a while now everybody's talking about how people are watching at home and watching a lot of stuff at home. As somebody who is headlining movies or being part of movies, what is your strategy to kind of say, okay, this is the strategy for me to keep be in the limelight for the next, let's say, 10 years? I hope you're there for more, but let's just focus on 10
okay,
years.
You're fixing my timeline.
No, that's what I said. I hope you're there for more, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I hope.
It's a very HR question. Like,
strategy in cinema, it keeps changing, I believe. So, for example, the strategy, what you asked him, the question put to him was like, the youngsters who are coming to the theaters and the other, they're not a lot of family crowd. But see, the strategy actually changed. He worked reverse. He got the old people and the family people to come to the theaters. So the strategy keeps changing in the cinema is what I believe. It's just a gamble game. You never know what works and what is not going to work end of the day. Sometimes we think, okay, this movie is not going to work, but sometimes you don't know which is going to work and which is not going to work. For example, AL sir told, Vijay sir told, there's so many critics all around. Like even before the release, people are like watching the film, thinking, for example, recently when my movie released, and it is a comedy genre, and we actually had a screening, and surprisingly, I mean, it doesn't mean that the comedy has to work everywhere. at least konjamaadu sirikkira madiri da irundhudu, but people didn't watch. I think they're in the intention, okay, this movie shouldn't work or not. I don't know, everybody is being very critical these days, because there are so many people who are reviewing the film and they're like, இந்த படம் நல்லா இல்லை, இந்த படம், we don't know who are they also. So it is all, the strategy, there is absolutely no strategy. I feel as an actor, as a director, as a producer, the consistency which matters a lot. We have to be the consistent of choosing good script, good content, giving good stuff to the people. Like, you don't know, even I am like thinking, okay, doing so many female-centric films, for me, Kana worked big time in the film, and Kape Ranasingam worked. But Driver Jamuna, I was thinking it will work big in theaters, but it didn't work. It worked in OTT. So even as an actor, we are really in a situation where we can't have the strategy, or you can say like, this is going to work, this is not going to work. Absolutely, we have no idea which is going to work. But just be consistent in your work. Just do good films, just good performance, just choose good scripts. That is what I feel is my job, to be very responsible. As an actor, you need to be very responsible to choose the correct content, correct scripts. I think that is what my strategy, I feel, okay, நம்ம என்ன ஆனாலும் நம்ம நல்ல படங்கள் பண்ணுவோம், நல்ல கதைகள் சூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். We'll just do நம்ம வேலை சின்சியராக பண்ணுவோம். We'll just do 100% இல்லை 200% where the movie will work. My producer has to be profitable end of the day. My director has to get good name. That is what my strategy is all about. I don't want to just, I get being a female, I mean, of course off late நான் நிறைய female centric படங்கள் பண்ணுறேன். அப்போ நிறைய கதைகள், it comes. But even I'll be like, okay, இது பண்ணலாமா, இது வேணாமா அப்படின்ற ஒரு confusion stageல இருக்கும். But now I am in a situation where I have to think, இது தியேட்டரில் ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகுமா, ஓடிடியில் ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகுமா, என் ப்ரொடியூசருக்கு காசு வருமா, என் டிரெக்டருக்கு கரெக்டாக இது நல்ல படமாக அமையுமா அப்படின்ற thought. There's so many angles which I have to think also, because today I have to hold the film, right? So that is how I work, that is how the strategy I believe it in. So hope it works for each person.
I hope so too. Now a question.
Thank you so much.
A question for both you filmmakers. Just continuing on the strategy thing. She outlined what she thought was a strategy for as an actor, right? Now, as filmmakers, can you tell me what, even if it is not yet announced, what your next film roughly is about, in terms of how, like you plan to kind of appeal to a demographic? Can you tell me what your next film is about?
See, the one point I stick with her is like the content. The content is the king when it comes to cinema. It's because this is the root soul to everything. So we have to find the real good content of the movie before we go further. Even for a production team, or even for a director, or even for an artist, we all depend on that content only. So nowadays, what I focus is, instead of having a meaningful storyline, the audience wants to vibe in theater, or on the 5 or 6 inch mobile. So it works if the vibe connects with the people, if they understand what we are trying to tell, if they understand and they still vibe with the context we are producing. I think that's a free hit for us. Like, that's the main motive we are looking for,
right,
to reach out.
So you're talking about a vibe.
Yeah.
That's what, like, you're talking about a connect?
To connect with the audience. I think the content will be vibe with the audience, so that's the thing, what I, as a filmmaker, what I am seeing.
Okay, so let me take somebody else's movie, like Tallumala. Okay. That is a movie that had a good connect with a youth audience, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So why do you think that connect happened? Because the storytelling pattern was very different. The movie itself was a very fresh kind of energy. What do you think? Like it was almost like the opposite of the movie that you made.
Exactly. Yeah. See, the same thing I said. It have a different vibe. Like the youth celebrate the movie most, Tallumala, and the recent hit Romancham. Yeah. So that connects with the youth, their lifestyle, and even their friendship circle and all. The movie speaks more about that. So it will be like a recurrent for them to have. Oh yeah, we did that when we were back in that college. Oh yeah. So it's like they are recollecting the memories. So I think that made the vibe for the movie.
Nice,
these movies.
nice. Yeah. So Vijay, one question for you is that today when it's become a general see, his movie is an exception because people generally, even if you ask theater owners and distributors and exhibitors, they generally say that about 80% of the people who come to movies are the youngsters. That is what they say. So, right, I mean, like, I don't know if they've taken statistics or they're just saying, like, anecdotal evidence, but that's what they say. So, has it become, like, I mean, is that a factor that you always keep in mind, or is it just like what I'm trying to ask you is, people say content is king, and generally, yes, but there also have been movies with very good content that have not done well. So how do you balance this appealing to the audience, or at least to the key demographic, versus giving a content that you think is good or important?
Sir, for me, whatever my experience I've been going through, there's no particular formula for, okay, this works, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
No particular formula. See, I'm just giving example. There's a great films like Thangam and Iratta, some two Malayalam films. People appreciate so much. People used to come, you watch this film, then only I watched the film. But I got to know that it was not very great in box office. So we don't know what is actually. The people liking it. So it is not about only good films. Today it's all about what I feel personally. It's about economics inside in that. So if you want to go as a family, you have to spend so much. And suppose the whole family has to go, you can afford only one film a month. I'm talking about the people who are middle class, or just at a lower middle class, or even upper middle class. Today the most is very expensive, right? For a film, they can only allocate in the budget just for one or max for two movie. But we have so much of movies coming so that's they decided to go and watch in OTTs. Today they got another option to watch the good films in OTT. So what this youngster does is they want to go watch. Because they want to go out. They want entertainment. Because family can have entertainment in the house also. They want to go anytime, have entertainment. So they go for theaters. But I think it'll change. That's what I personally feel. Today there is in my family, I'm taking an example. Everyone wants to watch PS1 because family wants to go and watch. There are films. Every family wants to watch it, like RRR or PS1 or now PS2. I remember my aunt wants to. She was calling me, get me tickets. So that I've never seen in any other film. So I think it's a change we need to have, and it will happen. I think that's what I strongly believe. Good content works, sir, but now works where? Now it's a question now.
Oh, so you're saying good content works, but whether it works in theaters or whether it works in OTTs?
That's what, because yes, that's become a big debate now. That's what I said, Thangam and Iratta work big time here. So example, Romancham, I heard from my close friends in Kerala, initially nobody believed the film, including the producer, including the actor, nobody believed that film. Today it crossed the biggest box office, I heard, 18 CR or something. Nobody, but it worked. People went to the theaters. So what is the formula? Nobody knows how it worked. So I'm saying example Jay. So it worked big time. It's all not having like superstars in the film. We didn't add superstars. We not add big technicians involved in the film. Still it worked big time.
Right.
OTT has been a great savior for a lot of producers during lockdown.
There is only one way to direct the film. Write a story, go to actor or a producer, try to make a movie. This is the only thing. Now today is different.
Okay, படம் சூப்பரா இருக்கு. ஓகேடா. ஒரு 2000 ரூபாய் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்ல தான்
Paris Vyavasai and of course Ayodhya also, but surprisingly didn't work.
IndiaGlitz presents CII Dakshin Summit 2023. Title sponsor GT Holidays and ANUJ Tiles, powered by AF Star TMT REBARS, Meera Anti-Dandruff Shampoo மற்றும் Lalita Jewelry.
Holidays நாளே அது நம்ம GT Holidays தான். GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
அனுஜ் டைல்ஸ் ரகங்கள் பலவிதம், ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம். தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் அனுஜ் டைல்ஸ்.
AF Star FE 550 DTMT steel rebars. AF Star TMT steel rebars.
மீரா ஆன்டி டேண்ட்ரஃப் ஷாம்பு யூஸ் பண்ணு. சின்ன வெங்காயம் மற்றும் வெந்தயத்தின் சக்தியுடன் கூந்தலை ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆக்குகிறது. சின்ன வெங்காயம் டேண்ட்ரஃப்க்கு பெரிய வித்தியாசம்.
லலிதா எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் உற்சவ். பழைய நகையோட அதே எடைக்கு புது நகை எடுத்துக்கங்க. நகை பிரைஸ்ல 20% மிச்சம் பிடிக்கலாம்.